think. All right. We have that. We have this. This needs to go up. We should be streaming momentarily. Test 1, 2. All right, this is going to go up just a little bit more. Test 1, 2. All right. That's camera 1. And there goes camera 2. All right. We are streaming. I'll turn this off. And I think we're just about ready to start. Hey, folks. Welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast Patron Pre-Show. I'm your host, Andy HeadHardHat Smith. I'm here with the wonderful wife, Amy. And we're running just a smidge late tonight, getting things going.
We're fine.
And, and we're going from there. So welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast Patron Pre-Show. All right, we got lots of stuff going tonight, man. We got so much information to go through. Welcome to everybody in the chat room. Let's see, we're recording. We've got a lot of stuff for you tonight. And I'm going to turn my phone here because I will be needing this. All right, that will be good. Yes, we apparently have irritated some people in the UK.
Oh, they're fine.
We talked to the Queen earlier and said, hey, don't
get your panties in a wad.
Yeah. Your
knickers in a bunch.
There you go. So anyways, we'll have a little snippet of that. So that you can hear.
Heard that.
Yeah, I know. I just queued it up on my phone, and I'm going to play it over the speaker. So this should be interesting. Should be able to hear that we have,
I do know what we're talking about tonight.
Yes,
so that's
because she was actually part of almost a meeting because he actually sent
me the show notes.
Yay! So she had something to read. So she's she cannot. How do they put this? She cannot attend to ignorance because she is informed of all the stuff.
Because you actually sent me the notes.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to see.
It's amazing how that works.
Sometimes it's fun when you go through things like this and you have that look of, I didn't know you were going to talk about that. That kind of thing. So yeah. Lots of good stuff.
I've spent 60 shows now doing that.
Oh, at least. Yeah.
What's one more?
It's very true. It is very true. So, hey, welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast Patron Pre-Show. And I'll tell you what, right now, folks, we really want to say thank you right off to all the patrons out there that help support the show. And we so appreciate it. Literally, you guys help keep the show going. We couldn't do it because there's a lot of expense that's involved.
Keep the show going.
They do, and not only in financially with money, but also with moral support.
Absolutely.
And without you guys, we just couldn't do it.
There would be nothing.
There would be nothing. We hardly talk to each other as it is. So
yeah,
I'm just saying.
We sit here and listen to each other, and that's really no fun.
That's boring. Yeah. So. That whole communication thing's way overrated.
I mean, because really, if it's just me and him, I got dishes to do.
I can go clean a cat or something. I don't know. Something.
Well, I'll let you bathe Barry.
Yeah, no, thank you. I will pass on that. Barry is our black cat, and yeah.
He claims to not like her, but every time she rubs up against him, he's like, I don't even like you. I'm like, you're petting her.
Yeah, well.
I don't like her.
I have to.
Make her stop. You have to stop petting her for her to go away.
It's weird how that works.
So, yeah.
Yes. So, anyways, yeah, that's all part of the fun.
You love her.
So,
she's growing on you.
Like fungus.
No, whatever. You love her.
But, no, we thank you, fine folks, for that because literally, it's helping us keep the lights on and doing the show. Doesn't mean we don't need more help because things break, things need replacing. Money's always in for, from everything down to sending out the prizes. You'd be shocked how much it costs to send prizes out, especially for our friends overseas. Yikes. I mean, little things like that, to hosting, to all the other things that we have expenses. We have expenses that are yearly, which are the big bills. And we also have monthly expenses too. And it could be something as simple as some of the hosting stuff, some of the things that we use for tools for transferring files. It's just, you know, Evernote costs another $1 a month that we keep all our notes in. I mean, there's a lot of expenses that goes behind the scenes, and you know, without your help, we couldn't do it. And so we're just saying again, thank you. I don't think we say it enough all the time. Now, to also say thank you to the patrons, and we'll talk about this in the upcoming shows, is we're also going to have a patron contest coming up. So if you are a patron, you're automatically in the drawing, and we'll get into more details. We've got a very cool prize that we're going to be giving away, and we will disclose that. That'll be coming up in early June. So if you're thinking about being a patron, and it's like, well, you know, it's $1 a week is basically what it boils down to. For $1 a week, I get an extra set of chance to get into some really cool prizes, plus other things that go on with all the rewards that you get with the patron program. It's worth it. Believe me, you get a lot of good stuff out of this. And again, cool things for you, cool things for us, like being able to do the show, and away it goes. So you were giggling?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they got some back stuff going already?
Oh, yeah. Memphis Mafia doesn't like cats. And I say cats are awesome because they help keep your blood pressure down. Pets in general do, actually. Unless
you step in something at 4 a.m.
You're not awake at 4 a.m. I'm
just saying.
Whatever. And by the way, your dog ate an entire loaf of bread.
Again?
And then puked it up.
Yeah, I remember that.
No. Again.
Like just now? When? Like recently?
A few days ago.
Really? I didn't even know.
Yes, I know, because I cleaned it up and never mentioned it.
I don't think we really need to tell the fine folks about doggy puke.
Too late.
All right, so you really do get some back behind the scenes stuff at the pre-show.
So my apologies if I grossed you out before dinner.
Yeah.
At any rate, so yeah, your dog did that again. So
now
animals are awesome, though. They do keep your blood pressure
down. They work
together,
because what happens is the dog does not go up on the counter and get the loaf of bread and come down and chomp on it. What happens is the dog has cohorts. The cats, they got a thing. And what happens is they knock the stuff down. And it's probably like, you know, when you were kids where you had that thing where it's like, give it to so-and-so and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
That's what the cats do to the dog. It's like, let's see what we can knock off the counter and see the dog eat it and what happens.
Your cat.
It's not just my cat. Yeah. You've got, I've seen the hairs. I've had them analyzed.
Really?
Yeah.
Whatever.
So they're all in on it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, some cats are psychotic. I'll give you that. I've seen that.
Psychotic is definitely it.
Yeah, some of them are. Ours are not.
Yes. They're just weird alien cats.
They're not alien
So
cats.
anyways.
Hector's cool.
Off the kitty train here.
I love our animals.
Yes, I do.
I sleep with Emmy.
Yes.
Emmy loves me.
You feed her. Anyways. We go through now. If you are going to GeoWoodStock, some really cool things are going to be happening. We are, I do like that. Cats are psychotic. Yes, they are. Anyways, if you're going to GeoWoodStock, we are very, very, very excited about meeting up with you fine folks there at GeoWoodStock and many of the events we're going to be going to as well. We do have a booth. And it's going to be, we just got the signage today. I'm very excited. So the new GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast signage came in. We're also going to have the video signage up. So you'll be able to find us. When you do, now there's some things that we're going to be doing.
I have a fish.
I keep looking over at the chat room. Yes, a psychotic fish could be fun.
Psychotic fish. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, stick your finger in here. Let's see what happens. So
that's a piranha.
That too. The couple of things that we've got going on when we're at GeoWoodStock. One, I am going to be going around and actually enjoying some of GeoWoodStock with wife Amy. I have no choice. We are going to have
you don't.
We are going to have fun if it kills me, and we are going to do stuff, and we are going to enjoy it, and we're going to have stuff. On the other side of it, I am also going to be working GeoWoodStock. So in other words, we're going to be doing interviews with the vendors. We're going to be doing interviews with some of the folks from GeoWoodStock. I want to get a hold of WV Tim, Joshua, the vlogger.
Don't squeeze too hard. He yelps.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, though. Joshua, the geocaching vlogger, is going to be there. We have talked many times before in the past. We have never met.
No.
So I'm wondering what earth-shattering
I've never talked to him.
thing's going to happen when that happens. So that'll be a lot of fun. We're going to be helping out Sunny and Sandy with some stuff, and because they've got talk about working. They are going to be working this puppy big time.
The whole time.
They're actually going early. They're literally going to be there. I know for a fact they're going to be there about midweek with WV Tim, and then they're going to be going over to GeoWoodStock after that, and then they got stuff after that they're going to be doing. They're going to be busting their butt, and quite frankly, I don't have a rivalry with other podcasts. I love all the podcasts, all the folks out there that do geocaching podcasts. God bless you, and thank you for doing them. If somebody wants a shout out, if somebody needs help, if somebody needs whatever, I have no problem helping anybody. It's not a competition thing. I mean, we all survive because we all work together. Quite frankly, it's one of those things. You help a brother out, that kind of thing. And for Sunny and Sandy,
or sister, come on now,
or sister, sorry, and. So if something comes up and I know they're going to be busting butt, they're going to have Sean with them. They're going to have a lot of things going that they want to get good quality content out for the people that are getting their kits for GeoWoodStock. If you can go to Podcaster, I'll do a plug for them right now. If you go to podcaster.com, go over to the area where they're talking about the kit that they're putting out for all the audio, visual, all the stuff that they're putting out for GeoWoodStock that you can actually purchase. That's what they're doing for everybody. So I know they're working.
Oh, and they're working hard.
So we're going to be helping them out too.
Us?
I'm not quite sure how it works.
Okay.
Now, I do know, I heard, because I was listening to the podcast today for Cache and Release. Cache and Release is a brand new podcast.
They're new.
It's very nicely done. And Michael, who I believe it's Michael, who does the actual podcast, when he does his, it's very professionally done, very nicely done. And he was supposed to be there. Now he can't make it.
Oh, no.
And really? I was kind of hoping to meet up with him. So I'm not sure how that's going to work with the boothage. And also boothage. Yes. Multiple
You
booths.
Just came up with that, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, we're going to all be in the vendors area. So we're going to be there. Come say hi, please, please, please.
Yeah.
Now, this is what we're doing. We're going to be doing a couple of things with this. We are going to be giving away prizes at GeoWoodStock.
He has examples.
And I have examples right here. One is, you see these little cards? They are cards with information about the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Has our main logo in the back and our short logo in the front with information about how to get in touch with us to come and listen to the show.
And a little squirrely code.
And what happens is there's the QR codes on these. Now, most of them, yes, squirrely codes, yes. That's very technical. Yeah. Most of these have an invitation to the GeoSnippits Cache Stash to tell about it as our weekly prize that we give away weekly, and it gives information about that. Some of them are once a week at least.
Is that weekly?
That could be weekly. Thank you. So, anyways, thank you very much. So anyways, some of them will also have you are a winner with a special code on it. And on that, what'll happen is you come to the GeoSnippits booth, and we will have a set of grab bags.
Do you have a crown for females?
No, I'm sorry.
Tiara?
No, it's not that kind of thing.
Oh,
they get grab bags with different assorted goodies and prizes in them. So what happens is you scan it, and you bring the card, and we'll mark it. And then you get a choice to grab out of the grab bag selection, and whatever you get, you get. But I guarantee they're all cool prizes.
What if they want tiara?
They can go to the tiara booth. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Might have to get one.
Anyways, no, she's not going to be at the tiara booth, folks. You know where she's going to be. She's going to be sitting over there with Aaron at Coins and Pins. Or she's going to be over with Beverly.
Aaron.
Yes. And she's going to be with Beverly at GX Proxy. And she's going to be at Lisa at Cash Advance. And all the other vendors that are out there, so she can say, so, you know, we got this show, and I like stuff that are shiny.
Yes.
And go that way. So yeah, she's gonna be.
If they've seen the show for 5 minutes, they know I like shiny stuff.
I know it. Do you see the new boxes behind us? Just saying.
Especially.
Yeah, the one over here.
This one.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, that one too. So we've got boxes with shiny. Anywho,
that's my box.
We will
notice it's on the bottom.
We will be giving these out to you if you're at GeoWoodStock. So you got a chance to one, find out about the show, and two, also to get a chance to win a prize. Anywho, things that move, really? What are you, a cat?
No, I might be in my next life, so you better be careful. Not that whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, like the butterflies.
Yes.
I like Sherpa coins.
Oh, she's talking about types of geocoins that move. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
took me a second to pick that up. Anyways.
Keep up.
Yeah. So the other thing we're going to do.
Send him some ibuprofen or some Aleve.
A giant bottle of Tylenol would work. If you check out, make sure on the website for geosnippits.com, make sure you're hooked into the Facebook page. Make sure you like my Facebook page off of the GeoSnippits website, and also make sure that you have me in your Google Plus circle. So both of those tonight, make sure you have set up in your repertoire of social media. Have me in your Google Plus and Facebook. And what's going to happen is, if we can get a signal, we're going to use Glimpse. And what'll happen?
That's fun.
So what'll happen is you'll have at 15-minute intervals. When that's out, you will know exactly where we are in GeoWoodStock. Come find us. We'll give you a card.
Now, if you don't have Glimpse, you're going to have to download it. It's a free app.
Yeah. So either use Glimpse or use Facebook
to find us,
and Google or Google Plus to find us. It'll have a map that you can click on, and it'll be real time.
Yeah,
and you can come find us. So your Glimpse is good, but definitely the Google Plus and the Facebook, because I can't do all your emails. There's too many.
Yeah.
So use the map. Use the map and come find us. We'll give away cards all day, and you have a chance up to the end of GeoWoodStock if you've got a winning card to come up and collect your grab bag. So that's how we're doing it. And I'll do this again on the show a little quicker for that. So yeah, lots of stuff. I'm trying to think of all the other stuff that's going on. Yeah, but a lot of interviews. We're going to be talking with a lot of people, and I can't wait. I want to see what the lab caches are going to be. I want to see all the different things that are going on.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. And of course, we want to meet all you fine people, because basically this is something that we've talked about, but you've never really, unless you experience it where you go to a mega event. When you go to GeoWoodStock is nothing more than a giant family reunion. It's all the people that you've read about, know about, heard about, that you can go and meet and talk with and say, hey, it's what it is. It's a giant family reunion. And I love it. I love getting a chance to see all the people, signing autographs, getting pictures taken. It's a lot of fun. We have a good time.
Notice he said signing autographs and taking pictures.
Yes. Lots of them. It's fun. It's a good time. I got to get El Marco for you.
El Marco?
Yeah, so you can sign your autograph.
Nobody wants my autograph.
You're going to be surprised. You are going to be surprised.
Nobody asked for mine.
Yep.
Nope.
Other things that we've got going on.
I'm going to be too busy.
Is in the path tag area. We are going to have
our bit strip
2015 HeadHardHat, or actually HardHat, Team HardHat with what's her face and me on our path tags. We're going to be trading these. And I'm also going to have a box that I'm going to be carrying around me. I just got it yesterday. It's a small box. And what I'm going to do is our 50-50 for path tags. And the way the 50-50 is going to work, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you want to donate a path tag, make sure it's your path tag. Because what will happen is I'm going to put all the path tags together that we collect. Have people donate their path tags. Yeah,
because if it's not your path tag, you're going to miss out.
Yeah, this is not going to work right.
You're
so
only doing yourself
do your own personal path tags so that if we call it, it's going to be you.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen. So what'll happen is we'll go around and we will collect as many path tags as we possibly can. Mm-hmm. We are going to take half the path tags of whatever we collect, and we are going to give them away to one lucky winner. Mm-hmm. And what'll happen is it's as simple as this. On the show, we'll pick out a path tag, we'll look at the number, and then we'll find out through the path tag who to contact through the number for that path tag. The rest of them are going to go on the wall. We're going to have our official path tag emblem. I'm going to have something special made, kind of like, you can't see it right now because, let me move it over here. Let me see on camera too. You might be able to see this. Nope, that's not going to help.
Well, turn your chair on the other camera.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so you can see kind of behind me on this side. You have the United States. We're going to have something special made that's going to hold all the path tags that we get, and we're going to put it in there as the collection for that. And we'll do a 50-50. So if we get a ton of them, what'll probably happen is out of the 50-50, we'll do 2 or 3 winners with that and make it that way and go that far. We'll split them up and give them out that way. Mm-hmm. So if you see a strange man in tie-dye,
it's him.
It's me. We will.
I'm pretty sure they all know that anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say. Just donate your path tags. We will make sure that some lucky winner gets half of those, and the rest of them will go up on the GeoSnippits wall, because Lord knows we need more space.
Lord knows that we don't have anywhere else to hang anything.
There's gray area over here, and there's gray area over here, and
can't have gray.
No gray. No. So yeah, we got enough gray. So we're gonna get rid of the gray.
Yeah, he's got gray.
And put out some special path tag stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to really have a good thing. All right. We got about 4 minutes before we start into the actual podcast. If you have any questions about GeoWoodStock, tonight is our mishmash episode. So we kind of have a smorgasbord of a lot of stuff going on. A whole bunch of information that just came in from the guys from GeoWoodStock that you may not have heard. All sorts of things to talk about tonight. And then again, we upset the English. We'll be talking about that in a little bit from old Beeb. Haha. Good stuff. So yeah, lots of stuff to talk in. All you have to do is
unless it's my co-host.
Dr. D?
Yeah.
Your co-host buddy?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see what happens. I don't think he knows you're alive personally.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't know what is besides his dad, if anything's alive. I mean, it's not you personally. It's just in general. Yes, exactly.
He's a teenager. He doesn't know he's alive half the time.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll talk more about that in a little bit.
Whatever. I'm still
lots of good stuff. But if you've got questions for us, by all means, we've got the chat room wide open. We've got the question and answer area. If you're watching us live on the YouTube, just click down at the bottom section that says be part of the conversation, and we will open up our question and answer area and try to get that as well. We try to open up communication with the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast universe as much as possible. Great poll we have this week. This is going to be awesome. Well, if you watch the really cool show that we had last week with Justin, the GC doctor, it was great. He asked us to see what you fine folks felt about a particular subject. Very touchy, lots of good information. I'm glad it's a mishmash show tonight because there is a lot of information to go through. We've got a lot of viewer feedback when came back with that. And finally, the prize tonight, I went looking through and found another geocaching 15 years geocoin from Coins and Pins. We will be giving that away tonight in the GeoSnippits Cash Stash. I'm glad I got to start checking out the old dungeon a little more often because I found a bunch of stuff that was like in a box that I'm like, I didn't know this was here. And it's like, oh, wow, well, we got even other cooler stuff.
Should you clean out the closet? No.
No. It's more fun when you find all these stuff because a lot of this stuff, like some of these coins that we gave away, some of these ones, you know, they don't make them anymore. It's been several years. There's a value to these coins, and giving them away makes them just that much more special. So,
yes,
all part of the fun. All right, I think we're just about ready. We got another 30 seconds or so. So again, get your questions ready, and we will be checking that out momentarily. Any final thoughts from you, my love, that are sayable on family value?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
All right. That's good. I love it when she raises that eyebrow. Anyways. All right. Enough grossing out the people. Part of the fun.
Yeah, I've already done that once today.
Don't do this to me. All right. This is upsetting. Let's see if I can get this to work. All right. I tried it once. See, that was my mistake. I tried it. It doesn't work. Fine. Thank you, Google. I had that wonderful logo that we had for GeoWoodStock up, and it's not working. Thank you, Google. It's very frustrating sometimes when it does things like that. Let me see if it takes the other one over here before we run into it. That's the beauty of live. I will use our regular standard if it lets us. Oh, Google, why do you do this to me? All right, folks, sit back, relax. It's me. It's your favorite libation, your favorite snack. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is coming to you right about now. Hello, and welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I'm your host, Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and I am here with the wonderful, the delightful, the DeWitty wife, Amy. How you doing, darling? Verbose as always. Bottom third up here. And welcome to the show, folks. It is May 14th, 2015. In the next hour or so, both co-host Amy, the HeadHardHatress, and I will bring you some interesting information and tidbits about the game, the sport, yes, the obsession. She's mimicking me. Known as geocaching. Oh, man, we had all sorts of stuff going on this week. Unfortunately, geocaching wasn't part of it. We had... What? Was that a no?
Yes.
We had tropical depression, and she was
that was the worst.
See, worst. It's you remember the apocalypse that was supposed to happen, and you saw those little memes out there that said "worst apocalypse ever." That's what this was. I mean, I didn't want maiming and destruction and havoc and what have you.
It didn't even rain.
It hardly rained at all. It was just enough to rain to keep you inside. It wasn't like
the wind blew a little bit. It blew over our little plant. And then that was it.
Yeah, it was
the little plant, not the big one, the little one.
Right, just an itty bitty in a pot kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it's funny because, you know, they were talking at first, oh man, we're going to get a foot, 15 inches of rain. It's going to just sit there and yeah, they did. And there was a couple of reports. Yeah. Oh. And it was like, oh, it's just going to sit and churn off the coast and we're just going to get nailed and nothing.
That was.
Yeah, that was very disappointing.
I was very disappointed.
If you were a storm hunter, you were very, very disappointed with Anna.
I was like, oh, a tropical storm, you know.
Yeah.
All right, it's going to be humid and rainy.
And it's going to be generally nasty and go that way.
All right, that's fine.
It was just humid.
It was humid. It was gross, but.
Yeah. Yeah. So needless to say.
Terrible.
I would rather have no damage than having damage, but
absolutely,
really,
but if you're going to be a storm, be a storm.
Yeah, because it moved a little. it moved a little way from North Carolina, headed up towards Virginia, and just dissipated and went off to the sea. It was terrible.
If his mafia said the cat probably knocked it over.
Yeah, it probably did. Oh my gosh. So yeah, anyways.
Yeah, it was bad. I was very disappointed. We're like sitting in going, oh, we can't do this because the storm's coming, the wind's blowing, the clouds are moving in.
Yeah.
The dog's like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to go outside because this is going to come.
Right. Nothing. All right. So on to the next, Miss Amy.
Oh, yes. All right.
Now we're just going to do the red section. We'll talk about the rest after.
All right. That was actually very interesting.
Good.
All right. The OBEEP, as you know,
Mark, the OBEEP Geocaching podcast
with Mark and
Dr. D. Yes.
They're upset with us and because of last week's real football discussion.
Yes. We were talking about the real stuff.
We were talking about football and they were upset.
Yes. And I've got a little snippet. Now I'm going to play this over the microphone. So I'm going to actually turn mine up a little bit here and we will go from that. But yeah, this is Mark and Dr. D. Let's see if this actually works here.
Resuming episode.
Sam.
Yep.
I've heard something controversial this week and I'm not happy.
What?
Right? HeadHardHat.
What about it?
This is to him. Yeah. Anybody who knows HeadHardHat is host of GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast and Geocaching Podcast.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not happy.
Why not?
I'll tell you why not. Because of a little bit of audio I heard in his pre-show this week.
Yeah.
Tell you what, we'll play it, shall we?
Yeah.
Because I'm not happy.
Okay.
And it is to do with geocaching because he's a geocacher, he does a podcast, and I don't care. I'm not happy.
Damn right.
Right, let's play it.
I'm sorry, we're talking football in the chat room. We're talking sports.
The real one or the circular one for football?
Football. Like the oblong one.
Okay, good. All right.
Pigskin.
The real one or the circular one?
Let's point this out.
The real one or the circular one, Mr. HeadHardHat?
Let's point this out to him. We came first.
The real one or the circular one?
We came first.
I'm disgusted. Disgusted.
Obviously the circular one, because that's the real one.
Obviously. Not that American Nancy-pansy with all the shoulder pads. I mean, it looks like an episode of Dynasty when they go out playing rugby. It's rugby.
They wear more armour than the police do.
Right, yeah, I mean, you think they wear more armour than soldiers being shot at.
Exactly.
Yeah? Oh, I don't want to get hurt. Yeah.
We play rugby. That's a man's sport.
Well.
The man's version of American
Yes,
football.
exactly. Real one. Real one. I tell you, Sam, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Standards have slipped on that show, I'm telling you. Standards have slipped.
Yeah, they have.
Yes, they have. Should we get on to the show then?
Yeah.
Now we've mucked around for a bit.
Okay.
Poppycock.
All right. I want it pointed out here, just for the record,
Oh my gosh.
that it was him.
Oh, see, she's pointing the finger. International
Oh,
incident.
big time.
Okay,
I'm not in trouble.
let's get some.
He said it.
Let's get something straight. Okay, we
He
actually
said it.
we did because I was curious. I was curious about this. When it comes to football. Okay, we actually looked up some stats, and Dr. D is actually correct.
Of course, he's right.
Soccer actually was created
First.
a little bit earlier than American football. All right, so we got some facts here that we're going to do really quickly. It's a mishmash show tonight, folks, so that's why we're doing a little bit of everything. England invented a game of running around and kicking a ball in the mid-19th century. They called it football, not because the ball is played with the feet, but because the game is played on foot rather on horseback.
Rather than on horse.
Correct. In November 6th, 1869, Rutgers and Princeton played what was billed as the first college football game. However, it wasn't until the 1880s that the great rugby player from Yale, Walter Camp, pioneered rules changes that slowly transferred rugby into the new game of American football. And we'll put the link out for this in Wikipedia.
So
that has
rugby
all
was
this.
Initially... Our American football was initially rugby.
Right. Now, let's get a couple things straight here, okay?
Okay. Stop. Mark and Dr. D, I want it known that he said it.
Oh, will you stop? For crying out loud. Let's get some points here, all right? Mamby-pamby, okay? Yes, they play with armor because they're actual athletes that go out and play this game. If you ever watch soccer, all you see is a bunch of guys in short shorts. Whenever the ball comes near them, they do a pirouette, fall on the ground, grab their leg. That's all they do, the whole thing. Rugby, I have to admit,
I was going to say,
is a very, rugby is a very, very tough sport. It's like watching a bunch of maybe 30 fourth graders going after the same ball at the same time. They just all kick at it, and it's amazingly fun. Yes, rugby is a very, very tough sport. Soccer? Please, I've seen better pirouettes at the ballet. Okay, just saying. So yes, thank you, Mark and Dr. D for your insights into real football. We will take our oblong football any day of the week. Just saying. And there you go. So when the war starts and the ships come over to the sea, well, Mark was still talking about trying to take over Montana. When that ever happens, let us know and we'll be ready for you. So anyways, that's a little tidbit that we got out of the OB podcast. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so you say, hey, this is interesting stuff. They get into international conflicts. They get into geocaching. They get into all sorts of stuff. And, I want to get more about the GeoSnippits Reboot podcast because our standards don't slip. We keep improving every week. We're just saying. You can watch our live feed and join us in the chat room by going to www.geosnippets.com on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have all of our social media links, including for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to our Google Plus site. Get us in your circles. It's very important, and we'll get more into this in a little bit. Make sure this week, if you're not already into our Facebook page and our Google Plus page, definitely get hooked up on that, because that's going to be something that we're going to be doing at GeoWoodStock. And also make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, because we've got a lot of snippets that we're going to be sending along the way as we're going to GeoWoodStock and while we're there. And those will be coming out on YouTube, and it'll go right into your subscribe box when all that goes through. Finally, we have our voicemail line where you can call in your comments, your questions, your suggestions by calling 919-341-9519, or go over to our GeoSnippits website and click on our Send Voicemail tab. You get up to 3 minutes to use any mobile device, laptop, computer with a microphone, and you get up to 3 minutes to put any type of verbal communication with us that you would like. It's really, really cool, and it's free. So by all means, please give it a try.
All right. And from Robert Lines, it says, I hope you remember me from going caching last fall. I grabbed you, Dave, and Amy in the log signing line to get my picture taken with you, and friended you on Facebook today, followed by an event invite. The event on Facebook I invited you to is a landing page to tie together the geocaching and Muncie events that will be hosted Friday night before GeoWoodStock, but after the pre-event package pickup event. Beyond just being a crossover event, there will be some interesting Muncie activities going on that will encourage Muncie players to interact at the event as well as throughout the weekend. In addition, we have the goal of giving back to the community that is hosting GeoWoodStock as well as all the other events over the weekend. To do that, we will be hosting a food drive at the event. We have a path tag that was designed by Chris Mackey, and for every 5 food items or $5 people donate, they will receive a path tag. All of the food and money will be going to the Maryland Food Bank. So first of all, I'm hoping that you and Amy will be able to make it to the event, as it's less than 20 minutes from the main event site. Second, because of the restrictions on event listings, we can't say anything about the path tags or the food drive on the event page. But I was hoping that there might be some way you could help boost the signal a bit to help have more people attend. We have 2,000 path tags for the event, with the hope that we can give the food bank 10,000 items or dollars and show how awesome cachers and Munziers are. We have a number of local people who have sponsored the event financially to help make the path tags possible, and so that everything that is collected can go to the food bank. Each of the sponsors will have a letter-sized page on a supporters board for them to share their Muncie socials, name, or pretty much whatever they would like to include on their sheet. In addition, they'll receive lanyards with badges to wear for the weekend that will encourage people to interact with them for the Muncie events. It will be awesome if you could help us get the word out about the event, and we could add you to the sponsor list so you could have all the podcasts listed with links as well as to take part in the Muncie game for the weekend.
Yes.
I'm not sure when you are both planning to come up, but the games will be starting bright and early Friday morning at the first event, so you can get your sponsor badge at any of the early events in the day to get started. I hope this wasn't too rambling and you made it this far. Anything that you're willing to and able to do to help spread the word is appreciated, and I look forward to seeing you and Amy either way. All the best, Robert Lines.
Yep, aka OBX Geek. Now, Robert, thank you so much for giving us the ability to let the other fine folks out there know about this. Please spread the word about this. Now, the event that we actually are going to be doing this with, and I've got the actual links right here. The event is the Forging Community event, and it's GC5 MAN6. Again, GC5 MAN6 Forging Community Muncie event, and check that out. And literally, this is going to be a lot of fun. We're very much looking forward to it. I love food drives. I think this is fantastic. It's amazing that they've got that many path tags ready and willing to go. All they need is you fine folks to help make a donation for that. We will definitely be involved with this, and thought we'd let you fine folks know about it as well. 5 different items or $5. I think that's an awesome way to do this. And hey, Chris Mackey is an awesome geocoin designer and artist, and I can't wait to see what the path tag looks like. So this will be a lot of fun. And yes, we will be at the event. So that is going to be really, really great. Be sure to check that out. And all the information that you hear about this and everything else that we're going to be talking about tonight, shy of old beep, we will have in our show notes. All right, good stuff. Let's see. Tonight we have our GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast Geocaching Poll of the Week. Now, if you listened to last week's episode 112, we had the pleasure of having the GC Doc on with us as a special guest, and he actually had a request that he had about the Doctor Who geocache that he is putting out. It's actually a gadget cache. It's super cool. Get all your information about it. Go listen to episode 112. But he had a quandary, and he wanted to know if we would put out a poll to see if we could get some results to tell him, to help him kind of decide what he wants to do with this. Basically, the way that it goes is that, and I want to see if I've got the actual, I've got the live link right here, and I'm going to click on it and bring it up here. This is the actual poll that we had. And the poll goes like this. The GC Doc is putting out a very elaborate and expensive to build Doctor Who based gadget cache. He wants to know, should he put it out as a premiere only geocache? And we ask you to tell us your thoughts and to go through and let us know. This was a Coke and Pepsi vote. You either voted yes, premium, or no, everybody should be able to find this thing. It went back and forth all week. It really did. Went back and forth all week. The final results are in as of right now, and this is after 62 votes. We have 56% saying yes, premium only. 44% no, everybody should have a chance. So 56% says premium. That was interesting in of itself because it was split pretty much down the middle. The interesting thing with this was the responses and why people were giving their reasons for the responses. So we've got a couple here that we have that we'll read out to you fine folks and go from there. Dano says, I don't hide premium only caches and all my hides are kin friendly. However, due to the cost effort of yours, I'd make it premium only. Beware, you will still have the same problem, just less. And we'll talk about the problem in a second here. I've seen new cachers go with premium with under 10 hides and then keep trackables and quit caching. The problem that they're saying with this and what the idea of why to make it premium only is the idea that if somebody's going to invest being a premium member with geocaching and they put a financial amount into this, the idea is that they tend to take care of the geocaches better because they've been into geocaching for a while. They want to do this as a hobby and as kind of an investment type thing. If you get you know who that's out there that just got the app, hasn't got a clue what geocaching really is, and then have them come along without any idea of the amount of work and effort and expense and money that goes into a geocache, any geocache, and a lot of times tends to not have the same respect that somebody that's a little more of a geocacher the way that they should be. You feel that there's a greater chance of damage to the geocache. That's what the main thing that people were talking about. Jim said, oh goodness, I'm wishy-washy on this one. 6 years ago, pre-smartphone apps, I would have definitely said non-premium. But there are now millions of clueless smartphone users among us. You've seen their TFTC or Found It logs, right? By the way, in the olden days, Found It was like the ultimate insult. Now it's just a standard route, in my opinion, newbie find log. Despite my pontifications, I still vote non-premium. So somebody's torn half and half with this. Andy writes, I think it depends on the area he's placing it in, how obvious the cache is going to be, and what the track record has been for fancy caches in his area, but I certainly wouldn't rule out the option. And finally, David wrote, honestly, with all the smartphone users, it's scary. All they have to do is use their Facebook account, no email validation required, no credibility, no way of contacting them. But then again, that is the risk you take when placing a cache I vote premium. So that's some of the stuff that we got back from the folks. There was tons and tons. And thank you for all the people that put in their comments for this particular one. And we will send this information to the GC doc and he can make the final decision because it's his geocache that he's putting out. But you can see the debate that goes into this. And actually, this would make a really good debate in another show of whether a premium geocacher is any more, what do you want to put? They are kinder, less destructive, more aware of what's going on with geocaching than a non-premium member. So excellent stuff, good things. We will have a link to this particular poll in the show notes for episode 113. By all means, please check them out. And you will have much more time to add your opinions and your votes for that particular poll. All right, lots of stuff tonight. Let's move on. Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by cache-advance.com for all your geocaching needs. Cache-advance.com, go find it.
And also by coinsandpins.com, the best place to get custom coins, geocoins, lapel pins, and patches made. Go through our GeoSnippits links and use the promo code HeadHardHat for a 10% discount. And FYI for our listeners, you can sign up for their newsletter to get notified of when new coins and patches are available for sale. We're also very thankful to all of our sponsors, and if you want to see more of their products, be sure to go to our GeoSnippets websites and simply click on their logos. Not only do you get great deals, but it helps our program as well.
Absolutely. Let's move on. Yeehaw! Yep. May Mishmash 2015 GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, episode 113. Yeah, we had a good set of discussion here, and I think before we actually go on, I would honestly be curious from Miss Amy what this kind of a discussion, because she's still fairly new to geocaching, but she also has enough under her belt to view and give many different opinions about geocaching. When it comes to geocaching and premium only members as a way of protecting a geocache, making it premium only, what are your thoughts as to, is that an effective way of doing it? And should that be done, to keep a cache safer? Is that going to even work?
Not necessarily.
Why not?
It depends on the person and how responsible they are caching.
Do you think, though, that because somebody that's been in geocaching for a longer period of time eventually gets into it enough that they want to get some of the perks that you get as a premium member, aka pocket queries and all the other things that go on that you don't get as a non-premium member?
I think it's less likely, but not necessarily a deterrent.
Okay. And I think that's actually a consensus that a lot of people actually have said in this, is that it doesn't matter. You're still got somebody that can fork over $30, and still, if they're reckless, non-responsible, that's the word that keeps popping up in the chat room. If they're not a responsible type, they're going to do whatever they want anyways. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it's an interesting debate. And now, one of the other things that I did see in some of the other comments, they said, if you want to make it safer, at least in the United States, turn it into a multi-cache. Make it a final of a multi-cache or a puzzle cache. Why? For some reason, people in the United States do not do multi-caches and puzzle caches nearly as much as they would do with a standard traditional. I think that would help, because if somebody's going to be that dedicated, let's face it, somebody that just gets something off the app, I don't even know if you can even get multis on the intro. I don't think you can. I think all you get is traditionals. So that's going to keep them off that way via the intro app. If they are going to fork over the money for a premium membership and a regular premium membership that way, plus the app, even then, doing multiples or puzzle caches, they tend not to do them. And so, yeah, that would be a lot safer. You're not going to get as many hits. But then again, the only people that are going to go for it are the ones that are going to take the extra step to figure out and solve whatever you need to do to get to the actual final. And hopefully that will even be. And there is no absolute cure for it. There's going to be situations in anything where somebody's going to like, I can't get to this thing, and they're going to force it to be open to do that. And so there you go. Interesting stuff. Tonight's Mishmash episode, like I said before, basically it's just a smorgasbord of all sorts of different subjects and topics that are geocaching or semi-geocaching based that we're going to go over. Because next week is GeoWoodStock, we do have a lot of information that just came in that we want to tell you fine folks, so that you're more prepared if you are actually going to GeoWoodStock. And let's go over a couple of things that are in here. Some of the things that you're going to want to do is prepare. As weird as that sounds, being prepared going to an event, especially something as big as GeoWoodStock, makes the difference of having a very good experience and not having a very good experience. So we've got a couple of things to go over with that. First, by all means, please stop on by and say hi to wife Amy and myself. We have the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast booth. We're going to be right in the vendor's pavilion, and we're going to have our equipment set up. I've got my mobile board, and we're going to have some things set up. We're going to actually do some of the podcasts there, bits and pieces. We're going to be doing some interviews. We're going to be talking to all you fine folks. And so please, by all means, come on by and stop on by and say hi. We would love to do that. We also are going to have, while they last, we have several hundred of these cards. Some of them are laminated, some are not. This is a card that talks about the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast as kind of a little mini advertisement. But there's also a QR code that is on here. If most of them, it'll be a invitation to come and play with the GeoSnippits Cash Stash and tell you how to come and join us each week so that you can get chances to win prizes from the Cash Stash. Some of them are going to say you are a winner, and it's going to have a special code on it. And what will happen is if you get that code, you come over to the GeoSnippits booth, and you will mark the card. And then you will have a chance of picking from a variety of grab bags. And inside the grab bags are going to have all sorts of different prizes from our fantastic sponsors. And you can be, some of them might be some of the Team HeadHardHat path tags. Some of them might be something from GX Proxy or coinsandpins.com or cash-advance.com. You never know what's going to be in a grab bag. So come on by. We're going to be walking around with handing these out to people. And also we're going to be using Glimpse. I have no idea how good, bad, or indifference the Wi-Fi is going to be there or the phone reception is going to be here. But this is how this works. When we turn on Glimpse, it will send to our Facebook page, and you can get in touch with the Facebook page, just like us on geosnippets.com, or the Google Plus page. Again, on geosnippets.com, go to our social media section in the upper right-hand corner, like us, and put us in your circles for Google Plus. When we turn on Glimpse for 15 minutes, no matter where we are in the park for GeoWoodStock XIII, you're going to see a map, and you got to come find us, and it's real time. We will give out cards for that so that you get a chance to win a prize. So that's what we're going to be doing at GeoWoodStock, among the many other things. By all means, come on by, say hi for us. Let's see. We're going to be recording live at the booth, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, some of the actual tips when it comes to GeoWoodStock that you might want to know about. Brian Cooley from GeoWoodStock sent this in to us. He said, 1, if you're going to be bringing travel bugs, by all means, please make sure that they are in a baggie. I highly recommend that you use the quart size. And the reason is because you need to print out the info sheet for that travel bug. It needs to show the goal in the description, which will show right through the baggie on the description page, and make sure everything's put together. And because that's the only way they're accepting travel bugs is if you've got the travel bug in a baggie with the sheet with all that information on there, and then they will accept them. We've got a couple of special ones we're going to be giving out that way that day too, so that'll be a lot of fun. Second, download. Make sure, because again, they have no clue how well this area has never seen this many people at one time when it comes to all the Wi-Fi and the cell phones and all the rest of that. You may have a complete system failure when it comes to not being able to get data off your smartphones. When it comes to finding geocaches, make sure you download your caches ahead of time, your pocket queries, all of that. And we'll go over some of that in a little bit as well for some suggestions. They have no idea how well it's going to work, and I expect it to be pretty much zero. When you've got several thousand people at the same time, I've been at other events, doesn't work so hot. Make sure you do that. I don't have it in the show notes, but I do remember last night from the Geocaching podcast, one of the people that live in the area said that if you are going to GeoWoodStock, come from the north. I think it's Highway 60. Come from the north when you're going to GeoWoodStock. Don't come from the south sections or southeast or southwest to go to GeoWoodStock, because there's a lot of other towns and areas that are having Memorial Day events, and you're going to have a traffic jam trying to get to GeoWoodStock coming from the south. They highly recommend that you use come from the north to gain, to miss all that fun stuff. All righty. A couple of suggestions. I've been talking an awful lot, Miss Amy. Why don't you go ahead?
You're doing great. Go ahead.
Thanks. All right, let's move into this. One thing is absolutely, if you're going to attend any type of mega event, plan ahead. There's many different things that if you've never gone on a geocaching trip before, that you may not even think about. And here's a couple of things. One, plan a route. You can go through geocaching.com and actually plan the route that you are going to do as you get from wherever you're at to where your hotel is, or GeoWoodStock, whatever it is. There's a way of picking out different geocaches that you can find along the way, and it's called planning a route. And we'll actually have we've had in the past tutorials on how to actually plan a geocaching route. And the idea is it tells the route of how you get there, and you can have the geocaches a certain distance from the main road that you're driving on. So if you've got a geocache that's, say, less than half a mile from the main road, it'll flag it, and it'll do that for all the geocaches all the way through your trip. And so you can then choose which ones that you want to find as you go. Check that out on geocaching.com. It's called planning a route. It's a way of getting those little, because let's face it, if you're on a trip, we're going to be on the road for 6 hours. For hours, every couple hours, you want to stand up, stretch your legs, that kind of thing. It's a great place to say, have all those geocaches in your GPS and be able to say, okay, there's one nearby. Let's go find that, stretch our legs, and then we can move on. Also consider key geocaching areas you might want to cache and create pocket queries for that. And keep in mind, pocket queries can overlap each other. So in other words, you can kind of flood the areas that you want to find your geocaches at. If there's like certain area, if you want to go over to Martinsville where WV Tim's stuff is at, you might want to do a pocket query for there. You might want to do one that is centered around GeoWoodStock so that you can get all those there. Keep in mind, lab caches are not included in pocket queries. So just to let you know with that. If there are certain must-have geocaches that you want to find, make sure that you mark those off. Could be oldest geocache in the area. It could be certain ones that have a lot of favorite points that you want to hit. There are must-have geocaches anywhere in the world that have a higher interest. Make sure you have those coordinates set off into your GPS unit so that if you don't have the different types of connections for either Wi-Fi or through the cell phone, that you're able to go and find those. The other one, which is key for this, allow for the time of the actual geocaching you're going to do in your trip. For example, for me to get from where we are in Raleigh, North Carolina, to get up to where I used to live in Michigan, normally takes 12 hours if you do a regular trip. I have had 18-hour trips going when you include geocaching. Figure, depending on where your geocache is, you could take up to 10, 15, 20, half hour when it comes to each geocache you stop for. So if even on a 6-hour trip and you stop 4 or 5 times to find a geocache, that could add an hour, hour and a half to your trip right there. Keep in mind, it takes time when it comes to following geocaches with that. Let's see, we got something in from Eric about the GC road trip with souvenirs. If I log a cache that meets 2 of the criteria, how can I ensure that it earns the 1 souvenir that I want? Assuming you can only earn 1 souvenir per cache. I'm going to have to look into that. I think that's why they have them separated by the dates. I will find out for you, Eric. That's an excellent question, and I will get back to you with the next show on that one. That's a good question. Excellent stuff. Thank you so much. That came in through our question and answer area. The other thing that you want to do, think to yourself, I have no signal. And think of this, seriously. You're at GeoWoodStock. You want to go find some geocaches. And you realize you have absolutely no signal, no cell phone, no Wi-Fi. What do? Nothing. You don't do geocaching if you didn't pre-set up everything. Mm-hmm. Think of that as actually happening at GeoWoodStock. I've been at GeoWoodStocks where this does happen. I've had them where they've spent many, many dollars to have a Wi-Fi area set up for it and have it completely fail. I mean, that does happen. Make sure that you do things like load up your GPSR with geocaches. Get a pocket query if you've got them. You can do up to 1,000 in a single pocket query. Load them up. You can also do multiple pocket queries and put them on the SD card for your GPS. You're restricted by the amount of memory that's on your SD card. You can literally put an entire state on an SD card and use them. Now, the kicker is on a GPSR unit, the ones that are on the SD card will show up as points of interest, not as geocaches. They work the same way. You have the same information, and the only thing that'll be different is the symbols for the geocaches themselves usually don't match up. The ones that are in memory usually, especially if you load it with GSAC or something like that, it'll have a special symbol for the geocache itself. If you load it in on the SD card as a point of interest, they're just a point of interest. But you will still be able to find the geocache that way. And you can save them all in there. The idea is if you've got them loaded safely on your GPSR, you don't have to worry if you don't have a signal because you've got your GPSR. You don't have to worry about your cell phone. Let's see. Create offline lists. If you are going to use your smartphone, there are offline list possibilities that you can have from your apps. Say, for example, geocaching.com. They have an area that's called offline lists. You can list your pocket query in there and actually, and also key ones where if you have must-have lists, you can create the offline lists. And what will happen is even though you don't have a signal coming from the Wi-Fi or from the cell phone, the GPS still works. And you're able to still find through the offline list your geocaches. But that only works if you save them on the offline list. And let's see what other goodies we got here. The other thing that you might want to do too is if you're bringing your laptop with you, save your pocket queries on the hard drive, because you can always transfer between your GPSR unit and your laptop through a cable and connect that way. So keep that in mind. If you've got, 10, 15 pocket queries that you have set up for this thing, you should have no problem finding all the geocaches you want. It's just how much are you going to prepare before that? And time is running out. So if you're going to do it, set it up now, because I can guarantee as it gets closer and closer to GeoWoodStock, those pocket queries that you want to have generate may take a little longer than usual when it comes to having them come into your mailbox. All right, good stuff. The other thing that you want to keep in mind, I tried to get information and they simply do not have it yet, is one of the things that you want to keep in mind is your lab caches. Lab caches are not the same, do not show up in the pocket queries like you do for a standard query. They are a special page that you have to go to actually get the information about the lab cache and to actually put in the qualifying code afterwards. Now, we have been to when we went to the Rome, Georgia, that's the first time we actually experienced lab caches there. There was not as much of an issue. We could still get through our cell phones, but it was very slow to be able to actually get onto the lab cache page itself, because you had a lot of people trying to hit it at the same time. I don't think there's any other way around. You do have a time limit after, and it's a few days. That if you actually get the information, but you just can't get the code word in, you've got a few days. There's an actual expiration time that you need to know about and get your code word in before it expires to get your, your smiley, so to speak, for the lab cache. But if they've got no cell phone and if they've got no Wi-Fi, I don't know how you're going to get the lab caches. I don't know how that's going to work. So I'm just saying that's something that you need to prepare for. Some of the other suggestions that you might want to consider as well, make sure that you bring plenty of libations and snacks, especially for the trip. If you've got kids, you want to keep hydrated. Definitely keep hydrated. I'm not sure what the weather's going to be in Maryland yet. I'm sure it's going to be, springish to early summer. Make sure you got your water. Make sure you have your snacks. Keep yourself energized while you're going through your trip. It'll be a lot better when you do stuff like that. Also, prepare for the weather. Maryland can have anything. You could have rain, you can have warm, you can have cold. Just bring a little bit of everything. If you're going, watch the weather forecasts for what they have and prepare accordingly what you have there. You don't want to be unprepared for a day or two and have unexpected weather and not know what to do for that. So by all means, make sure that you bring enough with the correct clothing and for that type of thing. But I think you're going to have your standard good spring in Maryland in another week. The other thing that you want to keep in mind, there are creepy crawlies that are in Maryland. So in other words, they do have black willow spiders. They do have rattlesnakes. They do have copperheads. So keep in mind, use HeadHardHat's #1 rule, poke it with a stick. There is ticks there. So make sure that you bring the correct insect repellent for that as well, especially if you're doing a lot of the nighttime activities where you're sitting out on the lawn or even just going out geocaching, that type of thing. Make sure that you bring the right type of insect repellent for you, and just don't stick your hand in something and not expect something to happen. There are venomous snakes. There are poisonous, bad spiders that you want. There's no such thing as a good spider bite. So just check the area before you stick your hand in, and you don't want to get zapped. All right. Above all, and I say this to people, and I really hope it comes to heart with this. Above all, a well-planned event is usually a fulfilling event. You get out what you plan. for and adjust as necessary. Otherwise, you may miss out on stuff. There's a lot of events that are happening out there. There's a lot of things going on with GeoWoodStock, and they've got the schedule out now, so you can kind of plan if there's certain things that you want to go see at certain times. The events are out there, and there's a ton of them. Just kind of map it all out and kind of figure out what you want to do. And if one thing doesn't work, have a plan B and plan C. So otherwise, you're just, there's a really good possibility of a lot of things just flying by before you even know it. So plan everything else, have a great time, and above all, be safe out there, folks, because we want you back, and having a fun adventure is the main goal for everybody. All right. I think that's just about it for tonight for that. Let's move on.
Your support helps keep all of those GeoSnippits Reboot shows running along. Please consider making a PayPal donation through the link on our website to support our efforts and your ongoing entertainment. From all of us at GeoSnippits, we thank you.
Absolutely. And again, we want to say very much thank you to our patrons out there. Literally, you help keep the show running, and we couldn't do it without you. There's a lot of expense when it comes to doing podcasts, everything from the lights to keeping the lights on, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much for all the patrons that help keep us going each and every week. And if you are considering becoming a patron, we could always use the money for stuff. Equipment gets old, equipment breaks, as simple as a chair going, things like that. We need money to help replace things as they go, and we can use all that we can. All the monies that come in from the patrons go only to the show, and that's it. So thank you so much. Become a patron. Take advantage of all those rewards that we have. We've got more stuff coming, and for as little as $1 a week to help keep things going. Amy and I, from the bottom of our hearts, say thank you for all of that. All right, moving on. All right, it is time for the GeoSnippits Geocaching Cash Dash. Let me explain what that is. We have some of the best companies in the geocaching world, and they want you fine folks, quite frankly, to know about the products and the services that they provide. And to do that, what they'll do is they'll donate some of those products to us, and we turn them around and turn them into prizes and give them back to you each and every week in the GeoSnippits Geocaching Cash Dash. Now, I just realized I forgot my tablet in the other room, so hang on for one quick second. I do need to bring up the emails over here, and that's one of the beauties of having extra computers as long as it comes up here. So yeah, I mean, we give away fantastic prizes each and every week, and we've had some fantastic stuff. We've got a great one this week, and I'm going to put in here. All right, let me bring this up here. There we go. And for last week was episode 112, and I should have, all right. Well, holy cow. We have quite a few in for last week's episode. All right, Miss Amy, what is the prize that we are giving away for episode 112?
From coinsandpins.com, it's the Jasmer Geo Challenge coin.
Oh, is this thing sweet or what? This is the Jasmer Geo Challenge, or Geo, literally the Geo Challenge coin set, sorry. And the Geo coin that comes with this is gorgeous, and you get a matching pin, and we'd like to thank Aaron from coinsandpins.com for donating that. This goes to the winner. What was the question?
What attribute has a cow on it?
All right. And we got some really interesting answers back. I do have to admit that. It was really, really cool. What was the answer?
Watch for livestock.
Watch for livestock. And you'd go, why would you want to do that? I have actually heard some of our friends over the other side of the Great Pond in the UK, actually, some of them are a little timid when it comes to our livestock animals, and they don't want them around. So they actually keep very vivid watch for that attribute, so they don't go for geocaches that happen to have running cows in the area. I mean, that's just how it goes. So I would think that would be a thing. You wouldn't want a bull where you didn't expect it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So to do this, Miss Amy is going to flip her magic coin, and it's either going to go heads or tails. And we are going to pick a number. And Miss Amy, I'm going to go through this. Just give me a number between
6.
There you go. That was simple. All right. Heads or tails? If it's heads.
It was heads.
All right. We're going to go from the top down, and we'll see the number 6 to see who's the winner. If it's tails, we would have gone from the bottom up. So let me see who we have. We've got, let me make sure that we have the right answer here. 2E Tango. 2E Tango. Let's see. Matter of fact, it says right here. Oh, that's kind of cool. They're actually going to finish their Jasmine on May 30th in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. Got a little note in here. So 2E Tango, congratulations. You are the winner of that fantastic GeoCoin. I'm going to mark here, and I'm going to let you put that right there, if you would be so kind, Miss Amy, in our show notes so that we have it there. So, yeah, congratulations to E Tango from Springfield, Ohio. Congratulations, and we will get that coin out to you as soon as possible. I love giving away stuff. This is awesome. All right, good stuff. Now, you might be saying, wait a minute, how do I get in on this? That was a really cool Geo Achievement set. And, yes, we have one more that we will be giving away shortly. To be eligible to win a prize from the Cash Stash, one, you got to play. You can't win if you don't play. All correct answers must be in by May 27th. That's next Wednesday. Matter of fact, I take that back. May 27th is in 2 weeks. And there's a reason why we're going 2 weeks this time. So you've got 2 weeks to get your answers in for this one. You've got till May 27th, so that's next Wednesday, not this Wednesday coming up, the following Wednesday, May 27th, 2015. Email your answers to GS Reboot. That's GSREBOOT at gmail.com. Subject line Q1, episode 113. All correct answers will be put in a drawing just like you saw. Some weeks for the people in the live chat room, we have a second prize. Sorry, folks, not tonight. But when we come back from our show from GeoWoodStock, that little birdie told me that we might have an extra prize for the live audience when we come back. And we'll go from there. So, again, you've got till May 27, 2015 to get your answers in for episode 113. All right, Miss Amy. I didn't actually put this in here, so I'm going to just write it in now because she's watching the chat room. And I'm going to have this here. There we go. All right, the prize for this week's episode for 113 is, and she's typing away,
Geocaching 15 year.
GeoCoin. We have one more after this. After that, they are gone. This is from coinsandpins.com. This is the Geocaching 15-year GeoCoin. They are fantastically cool. They're gorgeous, and we've got one left after this, and that is the prize that we are giving away for episode 113. Miss Amy, what is the question?
What city is GeoWoodStock in this year?
Okay, actually, it's GeoStock XIII. So what city is GeoWoodStock XIII in this year? Get your answers in by May 27th, and you will be put into the drawing, just like you just saw. And congratulations to the up-and-coming winner. All right, good stuff. Let's move on, and we'll explain what's going to happen over the next week. Okay, we have so much stuff that's going to be going on next week with GeoWoodStock. On Wednesday, I may or may not be able to do Geocaching Podcast because we found out that Lisa from Cache Advance is actually going to be in the neighborhood, and I want to spend some time with her and JD and show her around Raleigh and North Kakalaki and going that way. So we may actually not have the show for Geocaching Podcast next week. Thursday, which is going to be the 21st. That's Red Nose Day, if you didn't know, by the way. That is a fantastic charity event that actually came from the UK to help a host of different types of charities over there. The United States is embracing Red Nose Day, and wife Amy and I, as we are going up towards Maryland, we'll be doing different pictures and different videos with Red Nose Day, and we'll be putting that out on Facebook and our blogs and also on GeoSnippits. So you're going to be able to see some of that. Now, that's the kicker. We're going up there on next Thursday. So what that means is we don't know what the hotel Wi-Fi is going to be. And we don't know how long it's going to actually take us to actually get there, get settled, and if we even have time to set up to do a show. We have been told by several of the viewers and listeners out there that we are being given a reprieve. So what they basically said was, don't worry about the show. We know you guys are going to go up there. You're going to do all this extra stuff for us. You're going to get us all this extra content from GeoWoodStock, and then you're going to tell us all about it on the 27th when you get back. So I think that's basically what we're going to do. If for some reason we get there ridiculously early and everything tends to work out just right, there's a slight chance that we might do it, but I think it would be much better for us to just relax, get up there, get everything in place so that we can have everything going for Friday with all the events that start off from there, and just go that way. So we're probably not going to have a show next week. So we're going to just let you know early. We'll put things up on the website to keep you informed, and we will go from there. Fair enough? All right, good stuff. Let's see. We hope you enjoyed the show. We got a lot of good information out tonight. We may have started a international war with the UK. We'll keep you informed with that. I'm sure retorts will be coming back. Also, let us know what you think about the show. And if you like other stuff that comes in the show, we've been starting to get a lot of people sending in and saying, hey, could you talk about this? Could you talk about that? Please keep that coming, because one, we don't like sad Amy. We love viewer feedback. And two, we love finding out different things that you want us to do for the show, and we will go with that. So please keep those comments and suggestions for shows coming in. Those are fantastically helpful, and then that makes it a lot easier for us for planning for what we need to do for the show. Second, become a patron. Please, please, $1 a week is all you need to do to become a patron and help with all the other patrons, help keep us going. We greatly, greatly appreciate that. And finally, tell other geocachers about the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast and have them become part of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast universe. Just like all you fine folks, we thank you very much for that as well. All right, Miss Amy, close us out.
Want to thank our sponsors, cache-advance.com and coinsandpins.com. Want to thank Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and thank everyone watching in the chat room. Please keep those comments coming in, and we'll see y'all next time.
Absolutely. Special thanks to the beautiful yet relatively quiet wife Amy tonight. That's a little creepy. I'm just saying. Thank you so much, darling, for everything that you do. We've got a lot of really cool stuff coming up in upcoming shows. We're going to have a whole lot of stuff for you next time we come back for GeoWoodStock. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good interviews, talk with the vendors, and a whole lot of geocachers out there. We can't wait. So we will see you in 2 weeks Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another spine-tingling episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. And as we like to say in the GeoSnippits studios, see you out on the trails, folks. Bye-bye. Please be sure to join us each and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, right here on the GeoSnippits website at www.geosnippits.com. The video version of the show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, the Tech Podcast Network, and many of your favorite podcatchers. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please leave your feedback by emailing us at gsreboot@gmail.com. Visit us through our social media sites, or contact us via our voicemail line at 919-341-9519, or leave a message with our Send Voicemail tab. GeoSnippits Reboot is a HeadHardHat production and is produced by Amy and Andy Smith. This show is copyright 2015 by Andrew T. Smith. All rights reserved. And clear. All righty. Good stuff. Well, folks, we hope you enjoyed the show. We had a great time. We hope you did too. Please be sure to stop on by with us. Say hi to us at GeoWoodStock. We can't wait to meet you fine folks. And yes, please prove me wrong. Ask Amy for an autograph, because she doesn't think that it's going to happen. It happens all the time. Pictures taken, autographs going, path tags traded. It's a lot of fun. Come on by to the booth. We're in the vendors area, and there's going to be a lot of other people there. Sonny and Sandy from Podcast is going to be there, and Sean. And just all around good time. Geocaching Vlogger is supposed to be there. I can't wait. Going to have a good time. We'll see you then. Be safe out there. Travel safe, please. And we will see you the next time on the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Have a great one, folks. Bye-bye.